Are you the biggest hippie in the world? You need the baggy washer. Hello, friends, and welcome to User-Friendly episode
63.
63. I can never remember. The podcast where Roberto and myself come together and talk about our favorite tech, our favorite stuff on the web, and all things geek. And my name is Erfan Elijah. You might know me from the Cultcast podcast. And as I said, I'm here with Roberto.
Micro Machines guy over here. I'm Roberto Hoyos, and I am a Cancer.
I'm a Aquarius.
Nice.
Does that mean we're supposed to get along or not?
I don't know. Why don't you check? And I'll tell them about the show.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
User Friendly, as he said, is a weekly show. We have a really good show this week. And I'm getting a little sick.
Yeah,
so
I can tell you're actually sounding like Mr. Ed.
pardon the hoarseness here.
You said you're a Leo? Cancer.
So anyway, yeah. Episode 63. How are you, man?
You know, I'm good. This week has been really busy. How to get along, Cancer and Aquarius. Let's see.
We're supposed to butt heads.
Aquarius is air and fixed. Cancer is water and cardinal.
What's cardinal?
Doesn't that mean like sinful or like of the flesh?
It's crabby.
However, this is one of those transportation and transformation couplings. Let's see here.
Maybe we just bottle up our regression.
Romance recommendation. Funny. Conflict quotient. What the hell is this that I'm even looking at? Hub pages.
You found like the weirdest one.
Anyway, yeah, I've been really busy, but you know what's weird is like when I get busy, I feel like I get a lot more done because I'm always thinking ahead, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have any time like during this next week to do X, Y, Z. I better just do them now.
It reminds me of this idea I was thinking about for a Kickstarter. You know how you have ideas in your head?
Yeah.
And it's like hard to get them out. Like, especially with the computer. Computers are like such a hard input method.
And you like want something to like come out of your hand.
Right?
Yeah.
Like from your mind to your hand.
But I don't know how to do that.
But I mean like paper, so I was thinking like if we could have a board on the wall, but it was white, and you could just put whatever you wanted on the white board.
Yeah. We could call it the
open mind.
The open mind writer.
Because it's coming out of your mind
onto an open space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea.
I mean, you do have to put holes in your wall to get it up there.
You're right.
But
I guess my big question is, I've seen products that are kind of like that. They have the tray at the bottom where they hold the marker.
Right.
I don't like those.
I mean, and I could charge about $100 more without it.
Yeah, so just be a white square.
Yeah.
And why don't we sell it like and then eventually we could do like liquid open mind where it comes in a bucket and you dip it in with the idea spreader and then you put it on your wall so that it covers. You have the white writer, or the open mind on your wall, and then you can write on it.
Wait, is it the white writer or the open mind?
The open mind white writer.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. And eventually we could sell it in like removable, so like there'll be like plastic sheets. So like it comes in a roll of plastic, and then you just like.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of this before.
No, no. And then if you wanted to like use it to like keep your food fresh, you could also do that. We should do a Kickstarter.
I didn't hear about that.
We should do a Kickstarter. I'm gonna ask for $100,000 just to get the concept down, right? Cool. So good show this week.
Yes.
I know we say that every week, and most of the times it's only 80% true.
It's because it's our second Monday show.
Yes, that's right.
Like totally jazzed to be here.
We are so jazzed. That's why I did jazz hands at the beginning of the episode.
I have to say something though. That thing that we were just talking about, that was an April Fool's joke. We're not really gonna
We're not gonna do it. Yeah. So you can put your credit cards back.
Yeah.
Stop searching for the open mind white writer on Kickstarter.
I left you hanging for that whole 5 seconds, but April Fools.
Oh, credit card back in the wallet.
Okay. So
how much money do you think we would have raised on that? At least, probably not more than $20.
The combined fame of the two of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's I didn't even consider our fame levels. Yeah, at least $30. Hey, didn't somebody send something? They wanted us to sign it.
Oh yeah.
We should have done it live on the show.
Well, we don't. They didn't send it to us. We have to find a photo. Don't you have a photo printer?
No. We should do the.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody bought something from Throwboy.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have us sign up something for
autograph picture.
An autograph picture.
I thought we could take a whole new photo set for us and start signing our autographs and mailing them.
We could do that picture where we did like the what was it when we were in LA and we did the gun picture, the Beverly Hills Cop picture together.
We should do like the two roommates that don't get along, like Balky and
I was gonna
Larry.
say we should dress up like perfect strangers and take a picture just like that. That would be so funny.
We should go to Chicago and reenact the whole story.
We should get an apartment together in Chicago, really act it out for like a whole year, and then take the picture. All right, well, let's talk about this week's topics, shall we?
Tech talk.
Talk. Let's start with iRadio.
What is this iRadio? That's already a thing, right?
It probably is a thing. Why is this iPhone covered in turds? It literally looks like it came out of Swamp Thing's ass.
You have to show it.
I have to show it. This is on Cultimac. I don't know why this is on there. Hey, look, there's my face. Look right there. That's so funny.
Okay. So
Does that
what it will look like in the 22nd century.
Oh,
that doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Anyway, so rumor has it that Apple is going to release their own streaming music service.
Spotify-like.
Oh, their own, Spotify type service. I've wanted something like this for years. I've wanted something like this because I love Spotify, but imagine how much cooler it would be if Apple had something that was baked into the OS, you know?
That would be
nice. So there's a rumor that they're finally potentially on the verge of releasing something. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Let me vamp for a moment while I find it, because it's freaking gone.
Show prep.
Yeah, why the hell did I do that? That's weird. There we go. So, there's a rumor out there, as I said, that Apple has finally sealed a deal with, I think, Time Warner and one other, and Universal.
Okay.
And so they're pushing hard for a streaming music service. This seems really cool to me, as I said. Does this sound like something that you would use? Because I know you use Spotify a lot.
Actually, I canceled it. I only had it for
the trial.
The trial, and then I use Pandora like every day though. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if it was, you know, as good or better, sure, I would probably check it out. The only thing is, like, Apple's been really digging their grave in the whole, like, being bad at internet stuff. You know what I mean?
How do you mean?
Like, they're not really well known for being, like, as good as these startups that are doing, you know, movie streaming.
Like iRadio.
Like, Netflix kicks their ass. iRadio kicks their ass. Spotify kicks their ass. Like, there's fewer and fewer people are still downloading songs for 99 cents a song. You know, like it feels antiquated. Like, you and I are both like, our iTunes are a wasteland, right? Of stuff we haven't listened to in ages. Yeah. And we just don't want to get rid of it because we're just like, well, it's ours. Yeah. And so I'm like, it's like, I don't think Apple needs to reinvent their presence when it comes to media for my taste, because I think that I'm like, dude, I've had it with you guys. Like, what is it now? iCloud.com? What is it going to be next? Like, Apple.iCloud? Like, I mean, like, they've changed it so much because they've gotten it wrong so many times, right?
I think, though, to your point, and this is actually exactly what I think. Like, iTunes is antiquated, right? No one uses iTunes anymore.
It's like an iPod is antiquated.
Yeah, right? Just like an iPod like
an unconnected device is like, what?
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I got to sync my music first, and then I'll have it.
It's like, get a cassette player, Dad.
Yeah. Get me check out. Oh.
I hate you.
I hate you, Dad. I hate you. Don't talk to me.
It's what I didn't say.
It's just that's what conversation goes there every time, even when people aren't your dad. That's one of the reasons why I want them to do this, because I think iTunes does need to change, and no one's really buying music that I know anymore. Like, we're all done with it, right? And with so much piracy happening, a lot of the people I know actually use Spotify. I'm surprised how many people I know that actually use Spotify consistently.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about like techie people, right?
I'm talking about younger people.
Okay.
I mean, like for a younger person, I would say between like, ages 15 and 30.
No way. 15?
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's $5 a month,
I guess,
or it's free.
I guess, yeah, if their parents are paying for it. I saw a screenshot of somebody that Throwboy follows, and they were probably like a high schooler, and Spotify was right there in their dock. And I was surprised too, because I was like, I thought it was more like people like techie, but also old enough to have an apartment and stuff like that, not like kids where they have no freaking money, and the parents, I mean, I guess they could sign their kid up for a subscription, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, Spotify's free. I mean, for those of you who've never used it before, they have their desktop service is free. You get ads, but the ads are really minimal. They don't play you very many ads at all.
Oh, right. Yeah, their desktop is free.
And but then their iPhone version, if you create a playlist, actually, I take that back. If you create a radio station, just like you do with Pandora, you can listen to that on your iPhone.
Yeah, same thing with Pandora. I don't pay for Pandora, but I don't know. I guess I just like I turn down the volume when the ads come on.
The ads don't even really bother me.
I guess it's because I listen to it a lot in the car.
Yeah.
I just get really irritated with the same one popping up. Mm-hmm. And they try to target it, Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, do you want to buy an engagement ring and stuff? Because they know how old I am and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, funny. My God.
Do you need
girlfriends in the car?
Do you need homeowners insurance for your wedding ring?
Are those hemorrhoids bothering you? I'm 30, not 50.
Well, the rumor is that Google is going to have a subscription service too. And I don't know. I think it might kind of be too late, actually. On second thought, I'm like, with Spotify and iRadio so well positioned already, I wonder if it's going to be too late for them. But I heard that Spotify is actually going to be launching a video service to compete with Netflix because...
I think I heard about that from you.
You may have. I think there was an article on Cult of Mac about it. But... they were thinking that maybe one of the reasons they were thinking about doing that is because the music service is not doing very well. Like, it's just not making any money. Mm-hmm. And they thought that when they launched it, the audience was going to be so massive for it that they were going to be able to really bully, like, record labels into giving them better distribution deals. And that didn't happen. So now they're kind of in this place where they have a lot of people who are paying, but maybe they're not making enough to, like, really actually be making a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, gosh... so that would be hard for them to keep going if they weren't making money. But for Apple, who doesn't really run iTunes to make a profit, I mean, they make money from it, obviously, but I don't think they make very much. In fact, I think...
don't they lose money? Or no, they don't make...
for the app stuff, they run it at break even.
Yeah. So I don't know what their deal is with music anymore. I always thought it was just to push iPods. Well, at first it was, but then I don't know what the deal is now.
I don't either. I wonder if they actually make a profit from it.
Aren't songs now... They're varied. I think you can get really old songs for like 79 cents, and you can get new ones for $1.29.
I wonder who buys songs.
That's the thing, man. Don't click that yet.
No, I'm not going to.
But yeah, that's the thing, dude. Is like... I don't know. It's like... it's Apple, and Apple's still cool. Apple's cool as like the devices and stuff like that. But... I mean, you remember when iTunes was kind of cool, right? Like when people would give you iTunes gift cards and you'd be like, oh, cool, I'm going to get some music with this,
Yeah, right.
It's like now it's like so lame.
You're like, oh, this sucks, Dad. I don't want this.
And I hate you more.
I hate you more now, Dad. Oh. I don't know. I just think that with piracy being so prevalent, especially with Spotify out there where you can listen to everything for free for $10 a month, there's just not really any reason to buy music anymore.
Everything for free for $10 a month.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, you can listen to as much as you want. 30% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah, I guess, like, to me, I think the thing would be their selection's really good, right?
Spotify?
No,
or iTunes?
iTunes.
Yeah,
right?
iTunes, yeah.
But, I mean...
but you know who else's selection is good? The internet.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is like you have to make it easy, and I just don't have faith that Apple can do this streamlined, easy implementation. I mean, like they're starting to feel kind of fuddy-duddy. Like their podcast app was like turned out to be a train wreck.
I don't think it's as bad as people hate it.
No. I think it's good, but I think for the most of the people out there, they were like, "Oh, this is terrible compared to whatever." I don't know. Maybe I'm getting swayed by like the nerds out there that are like, oh, Apple's like, they can't do anything right anymore as far as apps, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think their apps, I don't think Maps is actually that bad. I mean, they
like Maps.
I like Maps too when it works.
I use it all the time now.
Yeah. And it works for you.
Yeah, and it works really well with Siri.
Yeah, its navigation and its UI is bar none the best out there.
I don't know what it is though. They just seem to have this bad rep for just cloud stuff. And I mean, I don't know. You don't have problems with iCloud?
No, I love iCloud.
So I don't know. Maybe
I use iCloud primarily for syncing reminders and for syncing like little stuff like that, like calendar stuff.
They would just really have to hit it out of the park and market it really, really well and be like, this is what we want to push now. And don't even talk about 99 cents a song or whatever it is anymore, you know? Because they haven't really promoted that for ages, right? They don't promote their music service, their iTunes music store ever now. Right?
No, it's there, but it's like, they're not like pushing it.
It's like if everybody has a connected device now, you need to jump on and take the reins from Spotify and all these other guys, you know? I mean, and you could take the reins from freaking Netflix if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, they could. I mean, if anyone could do it, it could be Apple. Because you got to remember, Apple is not trying to sell you music. They're not trying to sell you videos.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to sell you devices.
Yeah.
So they're going to make these services as good as possible, as cheap as possible, even if they're not making profit on it, just to get you to buy their computers, their phones,
because that's where they make their profits.
Because that's where they make their money.
Yeah.
So, but I get what you're saying about them not doing apps the best. I mean, their music app is not really the greatest. But I think the main problem with it is not that they can't build a good music app. I think they probably could. It's that their music app is meant to sell you music and then let you listen to that music, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it would be a much different experience if all that music was just available to you for a fee and they could make listening to anything that you wanted front and center.
Yeah.
Like the Spotify app does.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just need to I don't know, try a new interface design or something, because it just feels really old. It feels like Steve Jobs' first demo of the iPod. You know, when you go into the iPod app and it's just so old school.
Yeah.
It's nothing that really makes you want to use it that much anymore. And then on top of that, what do you call it? You have to sync it and all this kind of crap.
Oh, I'm
you know
so glad that we're not having to do that anymore.
You know?
There's a lot of Apple stuff that's just really confusing right now that isn't working as well as it should. Like, for example, the other day, just on the Cultcast, just the other day, we were talking about how you can take an iPhone backup and restore it to your iPad, right? Because, so I tried that. It is so broken. Does not work. I mean,
I don't see how that could work well, dude. Because, I mean, how many things on your phone's backup won't go over to your iPad the right way?
Well, actually, that does work. Anything that's on your phone can go to your iPad, but a lot of there's things that are on your iPad that can't go to your phone. So that could cause problems. But my biggest thing is that when I restored the backup, none of my folders got saved. Oh. So it just dumped. It puked out like 200 apps onto page after page after page, and I had to go through and manually organize everything again. It's like, it's supposed to just work, right? And when it doesn't work like that, and it wastes a ton of time, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of interface, you wanted to have a discussion about some hot new interface that you think is going to be the wave of the future, right?
Kind of, yeah.
You came in here dressed in your Tron suit. And you're like, dude, the future's now. So should I click this link?
Let's see. Yeah, click on that one.
All right.
Can you record this?
Yeah, so you want to talk about leap motion.
Yeah.
And I saw
this.
Yeah, it's definitely not new.
This is not new, but I was looking through some old bookmarks, and I was like, this might be a cool discussion. Dude, I need to get some water.
All right, go for it. I'm going to vamp for a moment.
Yes.
You know what app I really love?
What?
I've been using it lately. It's really great. It's called Instagram. It's this app where you upload photos and you apply filters and then people comment on them and tell you how great they are. And it's like the new thing. All the people that I know are using it.
That sounds...
I recommend that you check it out. And it's free.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
How are they going to make money?
How are they going to make any money? Someone's going to come along and buy them. I just know it.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So let me open up my video app. Let's hope that I got space on the old iPhone for this.
So we're doing leap motion. Do you want me to press play?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this.
Oh.
Got it?
Yeah. There we go. So it just sits in front of your computer.
Mm-hmm. It's like a Connect.
Yeah.
It's like Connect for your Mac. For your desktop, probably.
Right.
So you just wave your hands around and swipe and pinch and chop up fruit. I didn't even know they had that on the Mac. Pull around triangles.
Oh, dude, I love flipping triangles. This is awesome. I want one.
Shoot a gun.
You shoot a
I would
gun.
never use it for that. Well, maybe I would. Look how they're using their hands.
That's pretty cool.
And then you get sucked into the computer, and it's like Captain N,
And
the
then
game master.
you have to throw around a neon disc to save your life.
So, this is old, but
yeah, this is old.
This is kind of like an ongoing conversation. It always comes up. It's like, you know, as far as input methods, you know, first we had just keyboards. Well, actually, before that we had, you know, switches, but keyboards, and now we're getting more to touchscreen everything, and now people, you know, do this kind of thing with the Kinect, and I'm like, I don't know. What do you think about that kind of stuff? Do you think there's going to be just as much power in the future with this kind of stuff? Because I think it could evolve to getting to where that's a very natural way. I mean, this is my argument for keyboard. I love keyboard and mouse interface. I do love it. But I do feel like, you know, people always marvel at, like, I gave my 2-year-old an iPad and she knew how to use it. It's like, yeah, no shit. That's how a person interacts with stuff.
Yeah, you touch
it.
it.
They touch it.
Yeah.
You know? They touch it, they move it. This is foreign. You know, you had to learn at some point how to move a mouse and then see it moving on the screen.
Right.
To figure out that when you move down here, it's moving up here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're just so freaking used to it. You know, same thing with touch typing. We're just used to it. So, I don't know. What do you think about, you know, inputs as far as voice, as far as touch, as far as holographic type stuff or whatever?
I think we'll start with voice. I think voice could be really cool, and I wish that Siri actually worked. Siri is so hopelessly bad. I mean, I just think it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time I say things to Siri, it can never understand what I'm saying. If you listen to the Callcast, I bitched about this plenty in the past. So I think that has potential, though, to turn into something where you can have like natural language conversation with computers. I think we're really far away from that.
Yeah.
The whole spatial interaction thing is, I think your point's good in that you're used to touching things and moving them and manipulating them with your hands.
Right.
When I see people go like this and go like that and move things around,
Yeah.
my first thought is this demos really well, but after 5 minutes, your arms are going to be so tired that you're not going to want to do this.
Yeah.
And it's the same reason that I don't think that any hardcore gamers actually use the Kinect.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same reason why fighter pilots have a stick that they manipulate. Mm-hmm. You know, why bus drivers have a steering wheel. It's because those types of movements are precise and accurate. And it's very hard to be precise when you're dealing with spatial stuff because you're not really sure how you're oriented in relation to the screen. You know, like you're moving a cursor around. Well, it's like when you move your finger to like a trackpad and you touch it, you know that manipulation is going to begin, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're in space, it's like at what point is it going to start tracking you? Mm-hmm. And, you know, like this is a trackpad's a very finite space. Like you go up to the top left-hand corner, you can move things down to the right. But like when you're just touching the air, it's like, where are you, how is that associated with what you're seeing on your screen? Mm-hmm. It seems very disconnected to me.
I agree with you there. That's why even now, I mean, arguably the Kinect isn't that sophisticated, right?
Right.
But even now when you're doing like Microsoft Kinect games, you're always just kind of have to like give it a little bit of, what do you call it? Like leeway, you know, you're like, okay, it doesn't quite get what I'm doing here.
Yeah, it kind of works.
It's kind of good.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Oh, it's funny because I did that, but it didn't actually do it, you know?
Right. I was using Kinect the other day, and if you've never used one, like, you have to like move your hands around, and the cursor is just kind of like not very accurate. And then when you want to choose something, you have to hover your hand there, and then a little circle loads so that it notes. It's so slow and cumbersome to use.
Unbelievably, like, I don't know. It just seems like we could be at a different level as far as input methods. One thing I never ever hear people talk about is you never watched the Iron Man movies, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Iron Man, their implementation of like holographic and voice is like way cooler than what everybody always states is, oh, like Minority Report. It's like, no, that's just moving shit around. That's what that is.
Yeah, right.
Who cares? Like that, like you said, you don't have any spatial like anything. You're just waving and a screen moves in front of you.
And then just going like this and like moving things in and out.
Click on my other link and we'll record that.
All right. Let's see here. This one?
Yeah.
Open new project file. Index as Mark II.
This is Iron Man?
Yeah.
Shall I store this on the Stark Industries central database?
There's no other to trust right now. Till further notice, why don't we just keep everything on my private server?
Working on a secret project, are we, sir?
Do you see that?
I don't want this winding up in the wrong hands. Maybe mine can actually do some good.
Why are you moving so low?
Because I can see the reflection of the iPhone in the screen.
This is cool.
Dude, I need to watch these movies.
I really love that because I love the idea that there's two things, right? There's the voice thing where you can actually like be having a conversation. Like let's say you're creating some idea. Like, oh, okay, I really want to make a new Throwboy pillow. And let me just like I'm gonna draw it out like in the air and okay, make that 3D. And then it's like talking back to you and it's like, oh, computer, I'm trying to think of a good eye shape. You know, what are some good eye shapes? And it's like, oh, sir, you usually draw eye shapes like this, and it pops it up, and then
you can like grab it. And
oh,
put it on.
yeah, you know, because like you already feed it so much data that why couldn't it like start feeding data back to you and saying stuff like, oh, well, sir, you typically make pillows in this size, so I already did that for you, you know, or
that
like,
would be cool,
you know what I mean? Not even. I'm just saying like making something physical, but like. I think there's just a lot of cool things you could do with that kind of holographic interface. And the way they show it in that movie where it actually is on a pad, like it seems like that could be something that could be done.
That would be so cool. Like in Star Wars, remember when they had like the holographic like board game that they were playing on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's when actual like motion controls I think would be cool to me. Because when you're interacting with something that's on a screen and like you really can't become part of it, right?
It always feels like you can't fully.
You feel like you're disconnected from it,
exactly.
or you're just like you're moving things around, but it's like you don't get to get behind it or in front of it. Like if it was right in front of you and you could grab it, even if you couldn't feel it, like if you could interact with it, that would be pretty awesome.
And plus, it's a computer, so it's like. It's not just like you have to be a great sculptor, right? Because it's a computer, it can like smooth edges for you and do anything else like that that a computer can do, right? Mm-hmm. And but yeah, just having it where like we feed our computer data all the freaking time. It knows so much about you, but it's always stuff you have to go in and pull out, right? But if it could talk back to you and be like, "Oh, I know that you always get your coffee at this time of the day. Oh, I got that for you. You know, like already prepared that for you, you know, and it's just talking to you out loud. Like that's the kind of cool stuff I like. I like in that movie, he has like his little office and Jarvis is just talking to him, you know, when he wants it to turn on, you know, I like that input method. I feel like that could be an actual reality type of input method. And, I think it's more, it'll be like touch screens. But you're right. I don't think it's something you're going to always want to be waving your arms like this for.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, remember Steve Jobs was even talking about like touchscreen on a Mac. And he was like, the reason that we don't do it is because people think that it looks cool, and then you actually start using it, and your arms always get tired. Like even in the Leap Motion video, the guy's going like this to do what's that Fruit Ninja game?
Ninja, yeah, right.
Dude, imagine, well, like, just do this right now in front of your TV. Within 30 seconds, your finger is going to get so tired that you're not going to want to do it like that. Like, it's just way easier to, like, you just manipulate it on a screen rather than have to, like, make all these motions with your finger.
Yeah.
Or I think it would be cool, like, if you could be on your couch and, like, you're watching Netflix or something and you could go like this, like, pause it.
Yeah.
Like, if it were that smart. But it has to be very minimal controls. Like, you don't need to go, like...
Yeah.
You know,
and you don't have to like hold your hand
and then wait for the little
hover
thing
the
to
screen.
load. Yeah, like it needs to have like smart gestures where if you go like this, you know, and then like push it forward, like it recognizes that you want it to stop. Or if you're scrolling, like you can just totally kick back, right? You don't have to have your arm in the air to go like this. Like if you just go like that or like that and just like flick through stuff.
Yeah,
that could be really cool.
It seems like there could be that. Like right now, we're doing it based on a computer that can kind of detect depth. But why wouldn't it be just something that, like, I don't know, like an invisible type of like beam or something, you know?
Yeah.
That it's always just on your, you know, on you. So it
Well,
knows,
I think that's what the leap motion is. Like it has a little thing that projects the beam outward.
Oh, it's a beam. Okay.
Yeah, and leap motion looks really cool. Like I think that the technology, it's supposed to be really super precise. In fact, everything that I've read about it, people are always kind of taken aback at how precise it is. It really does a good job at measuring your gestures.
Yeah.
But I just don't see any practical application for it yet, which is probably why... Are they even selling these things yet? I think they are.
I think that, yeah.
No, you can pre-order. So, and I think they're really cheap too. Yeah, $80. $80 for that thing. That's a great price. So when I see demos of it, I'm like, I don't really see what you would do with this. Like, do you want to play a video game going like this?
Yeah.
You know, like, no? Who wants to do that?
I think that it will be... I think we're just going to keep developing in the way that you're going to be able to do that. Like, that's never going to be something that's just never going to get realized, right? That's going to happen. You know?
Yeah.
But I also want to make the argument, I think that in the future, you'll be able to do heavy lifting type computing with your hands and with, you know, your voice.
In the year 3000!
I think that a lot of people stifle that right away. They're like, oh, you'll never be able to do touch, like, to edit a whole movie. It's like, yeah, you fucking will, dude. You don't think that...
Well, what do you mean, edit a whole movie with touch stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think that it couldn't be done, but boy, I think we have a long way to go to get there.
I think we have a long way to go too.
Yeah.
But I just think that, like, you know, you look back to when our early touch screens, not even touch, like stylus screens, there's been a big leap between those stylus touch screens that everyone was used to like an iPhone type touch screen. So I can foresee like a bigger leap to where it's just the software gets more sophisticated, you know, and then you're able to do a lot more intricate stuff with touch, and maybe we'll have like a whole like flat table that you can edit a whole movie on. I mean,
oh yeah,
you know
that would
I mean?
be really cool.
Like
yeah.
I just think it's just like you see it in sci-fi. That means somebody wants it to be real and it's gonna come true. You know what I mean? But I just think that a lot of people argue against like, no, it's always gonna be like a baby's toy, like a phone and a tablet, and then all the heavy stuff is gonna be done on a computer. You know?
I know the thing about like actual like tactile surfaces is they're so accurate, right? And they really help orient like what you're doing to this computer.
I agree. A button and a fader and that kind of stuff is more accurate.
Yeah. At least it is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the next 10 years we could see some really awesome stuff.
Anyway,
let's wrap up with this Kickstarter, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So actually, what is it?
Actually, yeah, did I not send it?
I don't think so. Let's just go to it.
Okay.
You know what? We get so much great content from Kickstarter, don't we? We were just watching one before the show that was pretty gerstern awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to there.
Yep.
Type in FILS. Oh, FILA. And loading. No?
Loading.
Where are you?
Keep this doggy rolling right.
Oh, come on. Hold on a second.
Searching. Keep this show a searching right.
What the hell?
Oh.
Do 2 L's. Okay, I don't see it. Here, I'm sending it to you right now. No, it should be there. Type in FILAST, and it should have already completed, and it's not.
What the hell is that, LA? Searching Kickstarter. What the hell is happening? Right. Just message it to me.
I will. Okay, so what else is new?
You know what I love? Crossing my arms. It just feels so good, doesn't it? Like when your arms get tired from too much motion control. Yeah. And you're like, you know what feels good? Just like crossing them. Kicking back, crossing them. Oh my gosh, it's here. All right, let's continue, shall we?
Kickstarter, your search is always usually so good. I'm not...
The Filament?
All right, record this.
Dude, I have no idea. For all those watching, I have no idea what we're about to watch. But I think it's going to be dirty. Just warning you. If I know Roberto, this is going to be pretty filthy.
Do you have a 3D printer and need cheap filament?
Filament, baby.
Just toss in some pellets and turn on the machine.
And now you're ready to make filament at about 10% of the normal cost.
I like the music.
This is $30 of regular filament.
And this is $30 of Filament filament. Booyah.
Booyah, baby. I like this guy's style.
Yeah, me too.
Help us manufacture the Filament so that you can complete your DIY 3D printing toolkit and be able to produce cheap and customizable filament.
Plus, you know, cheap filament just feels right. So soft.
Okay, so it took me a good 30 seconds to realize what filament is used for. Mm-hmm. But now I think I know.
Okay, good.
My name is Tim Elmore, and I invented the Filament because I'm kind of into saving money.
Give us money so we can make a machine that lets you save money. Think about that logic. What?
Okay, but really, we need your help. We've assembled 16 of these kits and sent them to beta testers all around the world.
We've taken all their feedback, made modifications, and now we're ready to start manufacturing the Filament for real. But we need your help.
Our goal is to raise $5,000 so that we can begin manufacturing the Filament with our partners at Open Source Printing. Take a look at our rewards to see all the exclusive items you'll get just for helping.
Help us help you make filament cheap. Real cheap.
That would be you in the video.
Yeah, right. That's probably why I like that guy so much.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So, filament must be the plastic stuff that you enter into 3D printers.
Yeah, yeah. So like a MakerBot needs that filament, this plastic that dries really quickly.
Yeah.
And when it's when it's being printed, for people that don't know, MakerBot is like the kind of the de facto 3D printer home kit. Mm-hmm. But now you can actually buy a MakerBot fully assembled, but it used to be very like hobbyist, so you have to make it yourself. But the filament, I guess, is normally expensive. And so I saw this on Kickstarter. I was like, that's so smart. They're taking the pellets, the filament pellets,
which are just plastic pellets, right? So they're helping you create your own raw material.
Yeah.
Or create your own filament from the raw material.
From raw material, yeah. And nobody's ever actually done that yet. And I just think it's really cool. And their video shows it really well. It's done in a funny way. And yeah, props to these guys. They wanted $5,000. They're up to $100,000.
Dude, this is great. Yeah, and they got 24 days to go.
Yeah.
Holy schmooks.
Really, really good. And really great idea. I just love the idea. I mean, I thought the MakerBot, when I first saw it, I thought that was such a cool idea because you can, use like a CAD program and you can print out something in 3D. Uh-huh. Or even if you don't really know about that kind of stuff, you can go online and download already 3D models and print out something in 3D. Mm-hmm. I was a big fan of the guy Bree Pettis, the guy that was the one of the creators of the MakerBot. Mm-hmm. So that's how I found out about it because I used to read Make magazine. Oh, interesting. So
do you make, bro? Do you make? I love when people say that. And you're like, what?
People say that.
Yeah, people say that. Do you make, bro? Like they try to get all excited about it. Bro, do you make? No, I don't. Sorry.
I used to be a big. I want to say I am a big fan, but it's more like I used to be a big fan of the guy that was in charge of the whole MakerBot thing, but I met him in person. And he was kind of cold to me, so now I'm like a little less cool.
Did he ask you if you make, and you were like, "What?" And he's
No.
like, "Oh."
I tried. He was sitting down showing off the MakerBot at this convention I went to.
Okay.
And it was like on a couch, like only him. And I sat down and I was like, "Oh yeah, I watch your videos, and and I love what you're doing here, blah blah blah." And I was like trying to have a conversation, and he like wouldn't talk to me. And then somebody else walked by, like sort of looking at it. And he walks up, he's like, "Hi, I'm Bree." And I'm like, "Oh, so you just don't want to talk to me for some reason." I'm like, okay.
He's obviously very racist.
I've never had that reaction to me before because I'm so charming.
There's something about you that I just don't like.
So Bree, why don't you like me? I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, Filament, really cool.
Yeah, I love this. Is capitalism at its best, man. Like this is such a an otaku product, right? Like the guys who probably love MakerBot really love to make, right? And they have like a high demand or they have a high need for this type of filament.
Oh yeah.
So like for these guys to be like, "Oh, dude, you buy our $300 product and you're gonna save yourself, hundreds and hundreds of dollars."
And you just let it run in the background, and you have a roll.
Yeah, dude,
that's really cool.
That's great. It's a great idea. I don't know. I saw a thing on Reddit the other day about MakerBot. What's the guy's name from Mythbusters?
Oh, Adam Savage.
Adam Savage, and he had all these like things that he had printed out from. Oh no, I can't find it. He has all these things that he made from like the internet, like all these internet memes that he had printed himself.
That's cool.
And they were it was actually really cool because in the Reddit image, it shows like a video and it's just like him doing his show. And then they zoomed in on this portion of the video where all his little like MakerBot stuff was. And it was all this great like meme stuff from the internet.
That's fun.
By the way, if you've been hearing that ridiculous whining.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope you can't hear it.
I hope not too. So there's an extra dog here at my residence, and this thing, we're watching it for a friend, and this thing whines non-stop. I mean, like 3 in the morning, it's up whining till 7 in the morning, it's up whining. It's one of those dogs where if it's not with you, it's whining constantly. So
I dog sat
there's no one torturing a dog in the background. Even
But
though he's
there
about
might
this
be
big,
one.
and I want to punt it outside. I just want to take the dog and punt it into the streets and be like, "You want to go? Go!" Like nothing would make me happier.
I told him he needs to watch The Dog Whisperer.
I know, dude. You're like seriously like the 20th person.
It's on
that's
Netflix,
like,
so
yeah, because everyone
just
is
throw it
always
on.
like, "You should watch The Dog Whisperer," you know, because like Penny, our dog, as you can see, is very well behaved. Like she might come up and be like, "Hey, what's up?" and like sniff you a couple times, and then she's like, "I'm gonna go hunt for food." But like this other dog, I mean, he'll be sitting there just like, and he's just whining, and you're like, "Dude, you're just sitting right there."
you
like,
need to
what
insert dominance. Yeah. Be a pack leader.
I need to punch him in his snout. He looks super British too.
Blow in his nose.
I've been calling him Stink Rocket because he has the worst dog breath I have ever smelt in my life. Like, it's like a tongue lashing out of you from someone's rectum. It is that gnarly. I won't even get close to him.
Let's get off the dog topic.
His breath is so bad that I just can't even get close to him. It's that gnarly. Anyway, we should wrap up with that.
Okay.
That's a great topic to wrap up on.
Okay.
Dog breath.
Props to Filament. Go check it out. It's on
Kickstarter,
but it's really hard to find by typing in Filament. I don't know why.
You're gonna have to get Roberto to text you the link.
Yeah.
Because searching for it is not gonna help you.
You have to Google Filament Kickstarter, and then it will take you to Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Well, hey, if you're watching via Blip, welcome to the show, and you can always subscribe to the podcast via iTunes, and that way it'll always be delivered to any device that you would like to watch it on. Just search for User-Friendly Show on iTunes, and then also on YouTube.
On YouTube, we have shows every Monday.
That's right, every Monday. We should start calling it UF Monday.
Two schmoes that no one knows.
That no one knows.
And we don't have a good April Fool's. I feel really, really bad about that.
Yeah, we did. We tricked them all into thinking that we had our open mind White Rider Kickstarter project.
I know. We should have saved that to the end and been really serious about it.
I know. Do you ever do April Fool's stuff?
I try to.
I never
but
do.
It's
I never
hard
remember.
to do it on the internet because everyone's so used to it, right?
Really? I feel like it always catches me off guard.
Really?
I never think about it, honestly.
Well, so anyway, I was like, I texted him. I was like, "It's April Fool's on when our episode comes out," and he didn't give a crap.
It's like, so what? It's like Halloween. I always want to pick out an awesome costume for Halloween, and then Halloween gets here, and I'm like, oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, oh, nah, I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't care anymore. Anyway, if I wanted to learn more about the April Fool's jokes that you're playing on people in your life, where would I go to do that?
Twitter.com/Roberto Hoyos, ROBERTOHOYOS.
Yeah, that was your opportunity just to give a totally fake Twitter profile.
Oh, yeah, Twitter.com.
They're all searching for
/
April Fools, but they would never know. Then you tweet it, April Fools.
Your turn.
I'm at Erfon. That's ERFON. And
at Efron.
yeah, it's spelled ERPHONE. April Fools. I'm just gonna tweet that, and they'll never see it because they went to the wrong Twitter page. And I think that's it. We're missing one thing. No. No, I think that's it.
No, we're good. Yeah,
that's what we should do to end the show from now on.
But we don't have a flash. We don't have anything to flash back to.
That's true.
Anyway.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
You can't use that. We'll see you guys.
We'll see you
next
guys
week.
next week.